Now both of our instances are running and I'm able to hit the web page. So this is the response from the first instance, and the third tab is actually the response from the second EC2 instance, which is hosted in the public to subnet. That is the 1B availability zone. Now let's move with the configuration of ALB. Okay, so to create an application load balancer in the EC2 service page, click on load balancer in the left pane. So currently we don't have any load balancer. So to create a load balancer, click on the create load balancer icon. So there are typically three kinds of load balancer. The first one is application load balancer, which, this is what we are going to use for today's demo. And there are network load balancer and gateway load balancer, which we will discuss in a separate topic. This is high performance load balancer, and this is usually basically work in the OSI layer 4 in OSI model fourth layer. Gateway load balancer is basically for the virtual appliances for to improve the security. So this will route the traffic to the on-prem data center for additional security and the compliance related task. So we are going ahead with the application load balancer. So I'm clicking on the create application load balancer, and let's take the name of the load balancer will be demo ALB just for identification. And the load balancer, in our case, we are going to use an internet facing load balancer. Suppose if you are hosting a website for your internal customers, suppose if your infrastructure has so many locations and all the locations are connected via VPN, and there are thousands of users connecting to a website. Yes, in those cases you can have an internal application load balancer. But in this case, for our demo, we are going to use the internet facing application load balancer. I'm going to use only the IP version 4. I don't need a mixed IP version 4 and IP version 6 supporting application load balancer at this point. And yes, we are going to create the application load balancer for the custom VPC. So selected custom VPC, and currently we have created two subnets, right? Public 1 and public 2. So I have selected those two subnets from the drop down security group. So you know that clients or the end user will be connecting to the EC2 instance from the through the demo ALB. So basically the website is running with port 80, right? So we need to create a separate security group which should allow the port 80 communication. That's it. Always use a dedicated security group for the application load balancer. So I'm just removing the default security group and creating a separate security group for the application load balancer. So let's create this security group as ALB application demo ALB SG. So say basically this is a security group for the demo ALB application load balancer. I'm copying the same for the for our for the description, sorry. Okay, so this is for the custom VPC, and the rule, not doing with anything with the outbound rule. The inbound rule, HTTP anywhere from IP version 4. Okay, I'm creating the security group, copying the ID, going back, refreshing. So this is the demo ALBSG, wherein I'm just removing the the default one. And in the listener part and listeners and routing, so in this section, so let's go back to the diagram again. So this is what we are going to create now. So we need to have a logical group. This logical group contains the EC2 instance from multiple availability zone. From the network perspective, EC2 instances from multiple uh, subnets. So we will create a target group with name demo tg1, and we will map the instances in the public 1 and public 2 availability the subnets. So currently we don't have any target group. So let's click on the create target group link. This is a security group. We are done with this. So target groups, so there are four different types of target group. Since we are going to use the EC2 instances, let's select the instances target group. We will discuss about the other three types of a target group later. And in the target group name, we will provide the name as demo tg1, just for an identification. Demo tg1 target group 1. Since we are using the HTTP protocol with port 80, we are using the default port 80. If you or your organization, if you are using a custom port, please add that custom port here. And yes, there should be HTTPS common port we are using. You can add HTTPS here, but for our case it is, for our demo it is HTTP. I'm using only IP version 4, and this is for the custom VPC. The protocol version is HTTP1. I'm selecting the default. Since we have installed the website in the default location, I don't want to change the default settings for the health check. Again, there are some health parameters like traffic port. I'm not changing it. I'm not going to override the traffic port. I will be using the default one. There are healthy parameters like healthy threshold, unhealthy threshold, timeout. You can read it and configure it. I'm leaving as it is. I'm leaving default values. In success code, you can make it as your default value. I mean, you can change to some other values. The default value is 200. If the response is 200, that means it is success. That's it. Clicking on next. So since we have mapped two availabilities on public 1 and public 2, it is listing the currently available instances. So these are the two available instances. So I'm selecting these two instances and adding into the target group. Now these are the currently pending. What this include as pending below? Include as pending below means currently we just added, but the health, we don't know, the ILB doesn't know, or the target group doesn't know the health status. So that's the reason it is pending below. So now we are going to create the target group. We just created the target group, and it is showing unused. Unused, why? Because we haven't mapped the target group to any application load balancer. So that's the reason it is showing unused. Now after adding it to the target group, we have to register these target. So to register the target, select the EC2 instances and click on register target icon. Now these are the registered target. Okay, now our targets are EC2 instance are registered. Still it is showing unused. And this is what expected, right? Now monitoring, we don't see any issues here. Health check, it will come after some time. Okay, let's go back to the let's refresh the ALB creation page. Yes, now our demo tg1 is listing here. Not adding any tags, and this web application firewall is not part of our demo. And global accelerator, I'm not going to use the global accelerator. This is not fall under the free tier. So suppose if your website is hosted in multiple regions across the globe, you can utilize AWS Global Accelerator for reducing the latency. Okay, and this is the overall configuration. So we selected demo the name was demo ALB, which is internet facing, and security group we mapped to the ALB. These are the network mappings. We chose 1A and 1B availability zone with public 1 and public 2 subnets, and we configured the website with the HTTP 80 port. We haven't configured any WAF or any global accelerator. We are using the default tags. So that's it. Server task. There is nothing. Okay. So let's create the load balancer. So please remember we were able to reach the website using the direct server IP. So suppose if this server going down, we will be getting page cannot be displayed or service unavailable. If this service going down, if this server is going down again, we will not be automatically redirect to the first server and vice versa. There is no automatic redirection. But if we have the away, if we have the application load balancer, yes, the page will the load balancer will omit the node and repoint the connection to the next available EC2 instance. Okay, now let's go back to the ALB section. It's still showing the status as provisioning. Let's wait for a minute. Basically, at the end, we won't be using the direct server name to access the website. Instead, we will be using the ALB DNS name. Using this server name, this DNS name, we will access the website. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. The status is still provisioning. If you look here, see network mapping. Let's go to the network mapping. It is showing the availability zone and resource map. This is a new feature. See, we have one rule which will forward the request to the target group. The in the target group demo TG1 we have two instances, EC2 instances, and two instances are these are the instance ID and port 80. So currently unhealthy target map, we don't have any unhealthy. Let's go back to the target group and refresh here. See, now both of our EC2 instances are showing healthy. Let's check the status of the ALB. Clicking on the refresh button. Yeah, now it is active. Let's copy the DNS name and pasting here. See, the website is now we connected to the second one. I'm giving another refresh. I'm redirected to the first server. See, it's working as a round robin manner. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off the one of the instance. Let's see what will be the response we will be getting using the ALB DNS name. So instances running. I have I'm going to turn off the first server instance state stop instance stop. Then I have turned it off, and you know that we have actually provided some health check. demo ALB, and now let's go back to the resource map and refresh. We need to wait for the parameter, the health check parameter we added. We actually made a couple of instructions. One second, let's go back to the health check parameter, target group, demo tg1, and here it is. Only one server is now healthy, the other one showing unused. So let's check the URL. Only the two, it is not routing back to the first one. That particular server, web server, is now evicted from the target group. See, this is what the whole concept. We didn't get any page timeout or service unavailable. When we requested, uh, the the load balancer routed the traffic to the next available, the available EC2 instance or the website. Okay, that's about the demo. Hope you are clear about the role of an application or load balancer in an infrastructure, and how to configure an application and load balancer in an AWS infrastructure. If you have any questions, please comment the video. I'll respond to your comments. Thank you.